Here we go. Kicking it with Andy, and the giveaway link has changed. livinloud.tv/giveaway just for tonight. But man, thank you guys for tuning in. We had a little bit of late start. Audio technical problems don't just happen in your car. Hey, we're here. We're going to have fun. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Don't forget to enter the giveaway.
So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
SQHQ happened, so we have to talk about it. Look at it a little bit, but Q&A with John Myers, the Kicker Unmasked, well, one of the Kicker Unmasked hosts, and a guy that just knows a lot. Man, we got a lot to talk about, and the green team is awesome.
Green team.
Thank you for tuning in with us tonight, Garrick. Appreciate all you tuning in, watching the show, entering the giveaway, which is a different link. More technical difficulties, but you guys won't notice a thing. Go to livinloud.tv/giveaway to enter tonight's giveaway, which is all the normal prizes, plus the bonus prize of 50% off discount code at anything at kicker.com. One-time use, but you can buy, 40 Solo X's. I don't know. Who does that? There's a few people, but hey, World's your oyster with that thing, man. It is the Wonka code. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We're going to bring John on in a minute here, but we have to do some of the housekeeping, and I know our housekeeping is almost the same as their housekeeping, because if you watch Living Loud with Andy, you watch Kicker Unmasked, and then you watch Kicker Unmasked, you might find yourself over here too, so appreciate you guys watching the Unmasked show, and Ernie and the gang, everybody that puts all the effort into that. Kudos to you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Kyle, what is up? Thank you for hanging out. Sup, Garrick? Of course, we got Garrick here shouting out the green team. Randy G is so happy he got the 155 with 3 solo X's. And man, those L7X's are awesome to compete with. They take a lot of power, and they don't need a ton of power too, which is something that is very important in competing on the SPL side. Now, of course, we might get into the SQ side tonight of things, and that's a whole different just animal. SQ, SPL, it's oil and water. It's really separate, but yet you can mix them together and make something. It's just, don't put it in your engine. Play it, live it, who from the Wasted Information team passed away. I know we got Mr. Dan Current that actually did just pass away. I do want to do a little tribute or something for him on Friday. Dan the man, Dan Current, was an awesome gentleman, and he did pass away this Saturday. And all I got to say is hashtag whoop that trick. If you know, you know. Awesome gentleman, and every time I seen him, man, it just made me feel better. And the last thing he said was, if I don't get a Cookie Monster demo at Slamology, is it really Slamology? And it's like, dude, thank you, man. Like, you know, and he was an awesome friend, and it's tough. It is tough. Hug your family tonight. Brian, good evening, everybody. First time tuning in. Gotta support my buddy John. Thank you, Brian, for hanging out with us. Cody for liking on the stream. And John is awesome, man. This is not the first time he's been on the show, and it will not be the last. Let's see here. William, Andy knows that sometimes you just gotta step back and look at it. Would you just look at that? Just look at it. That's all you got to do, William. And thank you for tuning in. The William NGA temperature base knob came in clutch over this weekend's competition for Mecca, which I knew I wasn't going to make the SQ show at Kicker. So I'm like, well, we got a Mecca show the next day. And yeah, we'll see how we do. Got first place, though. But hey, states is what it's about. Kyle met Blake and Cornut at Kicker SQ. At HQ. They can confirm I'm a real person and also awkward. Kyle, I wish I got to meet you whenever I got married. I know we had some things come up, and I know I will see you. You live so close to Stillwater, which is just insane. I know Cornut was there, and Big D and Hi-Fi Vega. That's what I actually have in the background here is Hi-Fi Vega's live stream of Kicker SQ at HQ playing in the background of just all the vehicles, and you know, it's a live stream, you know, you just got to look at it. Let's see, I saw a clip from the Kicker Club group. Thank you, Play It, Live It, for tuning in. Everybody's starting to find their seat. We got 35 of you guys in here tonight, and smash the like. I appreciate you guys, but you already know the deal. Enter the giveaway, livingloud.tv/giveaway. I should have put it UM Weekly. I had to do it quick. It was last minute stuff. I love the UM Weekly. You just need it. Sometimes you just gotta kick it. Kick the like. Tell them, shoot dog. Appreciate you always tuning in. Tessa is here with us. Hello, hello. How have you been? Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you guys, man. All right, let's see. We got Jason. I know Jason was watching Hi-Fi Vegas live stream at Kicker SQ at HQ. And, you know, there's a whole Unmasked show. They're going to talk about this, and John's going to talk about it next Tuesday. But we have to just, you know, we're here. It's Kicker show. They just had their first SQ show, so we got to talk a little bit about it. And, man, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. He's the one always switching the camera. Ernie, stop it. Over here. Jeez, see? Always switching the cameras. Thank you for all that you do at Kicker and just being a great friend. Ernie, appreciate you tuning in with us. And on that note, without further ado, we got to bring on John. We got to bring him on.
Remember, here at Kicker, we're living loud. Rock on.
Here we go. Thank you, John, for joining us tonight. How have you been?
A little under the weather the past few days, but I wouldn't miss this for the world. But that was quite the intro music. I liked it.
Hey, thank you, man. You know, spare no detail, just like you guys do at Kicker, and you've been there 25 plus years. What is it, 26, 27? I'm losing track.
It's been a long time.
A long time. We'll say about that. And, man, we can't even start the show, and then there's Wade coming in, throwing some pennies. Well, we got to throw. Oh, man, these guys, look at this. We can't have anything solid here.
I got pennies.
Thank you so much, Wade. Wade actually helps me out with Kicker Club, and he's just a Kicker ride or die awesome fan, so thank you so much. And he's always yelling, oh, yes. He's always doing it. And then we got more gifted memberships from Eric. Thank you, Eric.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
I mean, it's not really a Kicking It with Andy or Living Loud with Andy show without looking at it. I mean, and, you know, it's just, sorry, John, but back to the business. Thank you for joining us and, you know, just being here and doing what you do. And I know you just got back from the SQ at HQ show, which we will talk about. And I know you just go to shows, not just at Kicker headquarters. You travel to all these different shows. I see you at Slamology. I see you literally on the field. Why don't you tell the people watching a little bit what you do other than be the unmasked host and everything else that you do there?
Well, it's kind of crazy. I've got kind of a unique position. My technical title is Senior Global Trainer. So when people ask, you know, what is your territory? Well, if you're standing on it, other than, you know, the astronauts on the moon, that's going to be my territory. I'll train anybody in the territory. But I also am fortunate enough that I work with the car building shows, and I coach them what to do and what to use and, you know, how to put it in, how to tune it, how to troubleshoot it. So that's a real big portion of my job. And then every now and then I get to sneak my way off to some of the cooler events like Slamology or, you know, Sand Sports Show or some of these other bigger events. It just kind of depends on if they need a technical guy or if they think they do. In fact, last November, I was in Amsterdam for a boat builder show. So that was kind of cool, too. So I definitely think I've got the best job in the world, and I just absolutely love it.
You know, I could see myself doing that. I just do it without getting paid, going to shows and just helping people out, but not with just one product in general, but just in general speaking of just helping them with their system, helping them get louder and learning the steps. And, you know, obviously, hey, man, you should check out the solo acts. You should check out some Kicker stuff. But to do that as a 9-to-5 job, that's just incredible. And it's a blessing. And I think Kicker made the right choice by keeping you forever.
Wait a minute. What is this 9-to-5 stuff?
Okay, well,
definitely not a 9-to-5 job.
You do clock in, right? Or you just don't leave. You just sleep overnight there, too.
Nope. Well, in fact, coming back from Detroit last week, I left Thursday at about 4:30, slept in the airport in Chicago, and didn't get back until Stillwater until Friday at about 4 o'clock. So that was a 24-hour travel day.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's the thing with going to all these shows, which nobody really talks about, is the traveling. I'm sure it is paid by Kicker, but it's still the time, you know, spent getting on the getting on the flight, the airplane, getting on the airplane, going, and, you know, just going to the shows, going to the hotels, packing, and that whole thing, you know, that's a lot, and you do that quite often. How many shows would you say roughly a year that you attend to between car audio shows, marine shows, everything?
Probably, I would guess anywhere from 6 to 8. 6 to 8.
I mean, that's still, man, I barely do one. You know what I mean?
That's just
like,
outside of the normal, you know, car audio events.
Wow.
And, you know, as a company, we do a lot of really exciting events. And guys, I apologize. I don't know what happened to the lighting in here. It just suddenly got dark, but my light's still on.
Hey, I can dim it down in here, too. We can set the mood, John. It's okay. You know?
You didn't want to see my face anyway. I know I sure don't. But, you know, we do, obviously, we do SEMA. We do the Sand Sports Show. We do Cat Fest. We do Desert Storm, King of the Hammers. There's just a long list. Jeep Week. there's so many different events that we go to, and the same guys can't do all of it, so they do break it up a little bit. So usually they try to take one of his trainers, either me or Carlos or Jacob or Aaron, and it's really a blessing for me, because in my normal day-to-day job, answering tech questions and training dealers, I don't really talk with consumers any other time. So it's nice for me to see what you guys are looking for, what you guys like, what you don't like. And that's information I can take back to Kicker. And it's one of the reasons we've been in business for 52 years is we listen to you guys. If you got some good ideas, we listen.
That's the thing, and that's what I try telling people, at least on this show here, how you guys do that. You guys listen to the customers. Obviously, it has to be like a business, choice as well, but also you have to listen, because they're the ones buying the products. If they want something, hey, well, if enough of you guys want it, we will make it. And you guys have done it. I know just with products over the years of just how things have changed. Some things you guys tried and then you phased out. You try it again and now they're here to stay, and it's just kind of cool how you guys do that in general with just the products. Todd, thank you so much, man. We got a $10 super chat. We're splitting all the super chats here with John tonight.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor.
Thank you, Todd. He says, I need the shirt you got on. Where did you get it? P.S. Sorry about Sunday. I couldn't make the show. Something came up, and it's okay. I mean, it happens. It's a dedicated hobby where it's like you got to get up. You got to clean your car. You have to clean your car, make the wheels look all nice and shiny, and make it there.
I had 3 of them to clean Friday.
Ooh, oh, yes.
So I got in at 4 o'clock and had 3 different vehicles to clean and get ready for the show. So it's not just all about, fun and games. Sometimes you do put a little elbow grease into it.
You really do. And it's like, man, the system's great, but the car needs clean. And it's like, we still got to do it. Speaking of which, what 3 vehicles did you clean? And that was for the SQ at HQ show.
Yeah, I had, obviously, my car. I had to get it dialed in. I did a show a couple weeks ago in Springfield, Missouri, called The Man Show, and drove it back. So you had about 400 miles of road grime on it. I had the Chrysler 300, which is our rep Dana Doyle's car, and he just took it literally Monday. He drove it back to Sacramento. And then I had Travis's Chevy truck, the 99 truck that used to be our demo vehicle. Yep. He and I had a few things to do to it to get it ready for the show. So got my hands all up, in, around, and over anything I could before we got ready for the show.
Man. Always. Well, I know that's exactly why they keep you around, John, They
can't get rid of me. They've tried.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is my wonderful Harbor Freight little LED shop light. So
I like it. I was wondering if God was coming back at this very second, or it was just the lighting. I wasn't sure,
And it just got darker again. I think that's something with your software there.
I'm sorry about that.
My light's still on. Hey, it's all good. Like I always said, I was so bright, my dad called me son.
John, the jokes, John's got jokes, man. You really do. And just keeping, like, the show, alive. Like, you can have a live stream and talk about things, and you can give them the best information. But if you can't keep their attention and make things kind of like, funny in a way, people are going to tune out. And that's exactly what you do every other Tuesday. I wish you guys did go live every Tuesday. Give me a little bit of a break. But you know what? Here we are.
Yeah, you do a great job, and we appreciate all you do for us. It wouldn't be the same without you, Andy.
Thank you, John. That means a lot, truly, and just being with you guys and the opportunity, man. The opportunity. All right, let's see here. So, SQ at HQ, of course, we're going to talk about that. We do have a queued question here. Jason, appreciate you. Someone asked why Kicker didn't use Neo magnets on the 8-inch Solo X to make it smaller and lighter. How much extra would that add to the cost? I know you guys were talking about doing that, and hey, the opportunity might still be out there, but in my opinion, from what I understand, is price and performance, and does it make sense?
Yeah, it definitely would add cost to the driver, and they're not outrageously expensive, but like I say, you're paying a good chunk, for the drivers, but we want to get everything they're worth. But we have looked into Neo, and about the time we really started looking into Neo seriously, the price shot through the roof, and it just didn't make it cost effective, and it has started going back down, but once you change the magnet structure, now you're in a whole brand new development stage. I mean, you've got to test everything, the sound, the performance, power handling, longevity, durability. And one of the downfalls with Neo is, depending what grade of Neo that you actually use, if Neo gets really warm, I think it's like 170 degrees Fahrenheit, it loses its magnetic property, and some of the Neo can never be recharged. So once it loses its magnetism, you can't bring it back, and that's a factor of heat.
That's
So
crazy. I
another
know
thing.
with the ferrites, yeah, you can re-hit them on that magnetizer. With the Neo, you can't.
Yeah, and some you can, but not all of them. I mean, it depends on the grade, the type of Neo. But, to give you an example, when they were testing that Solo X12, they ran that thing for about 110 hours at full power, 2,000 watts at 40 hertz. And talking with Jeff and Laura, the people that do all our quality control, Jeff said he literally, and I'm not exaggerating, he shut it off and did not touch it to the very next day to let it cool down. So if that was a Neo speaker, it probably would have lost a fair amount, if not all, of its magnetism.
I know, that's the thing too. It's like with the 18 that I have now, the Solo X18, it's not that I'm purposely trying to blow it up, Ernie or John. I'm not trying to blow it up. I'm just trying to see what she can handle. And I mean, she's clamping 4K plus on music, and that's what I'm giving demos at. And, sometimes if I push it a little bit too hard, I see a little bit of smoke. And I feel like over time of doing that, that would be degrading the magnetism of a Neo. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. But, right, the abuse over and over. And then you lose that strength of that magnetism. There goes your BL or something. I just don't know with how that works.
You're exactly right. The BL is the basically the strength of the magnet. And it diminishes quite rapidly. So we've actually talked about doing an entire show on magnets, and maybe we'll need to come back and look into that a little bit more. But I was talking with our one of our speaker engineers, Alan, and I said I need some information on magnets, and he sent me, I think, 12 typed pages of information just on Neo.
Wow.
It's not just, hey, one size fits all.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy, all the different grades, and you've got Neo 20, Neo 25, and it's just the stronger they are. I mean, there's some super magnets out there. If you guys get on YouTube and watch some of these super Neo magnets that once you get them together, you're never getting them apart. They're almost bonded onto the molecular level.
Wow. I mean, right, and put that in a consumer product and mass produce them. That can't be cheap, And then what the efficiency outweighing the price and performance? Like it always comes down to that. And I know that's why. Well, another reason too, you guys chose that.
We've also kind of ignored the obvious fact that most consumers, whether it's right or not, think bigger is always better. And that's why you see the guys with the Harleys putting the big old huge magnet speakers up on the handlebars. That severely affects the handling of the motorcycle. But they think, hey, it's got to have a huge magnet to be good. And that's just not true, because your average Neo is 20 times stronger than ferrite.
Wow. And that's where people see, the performance of Neo and et cetera and stuff. And obviously, there's the price too. But, it's kind of just the weight alone does not dictate anything of the driver, or even because a lot of it comes down to the basket. The basket's got a lot of weight, and it's not really the woofer mechanics, or even then, you got this heavy driver. Who wants to push that thing? You're going to need 10,000 watts to actually get it to move a half an inch, when it's super stiff and super heavy.
Here's a couple interesting facts on speaker design. The cast aluminum basket actually helps dissipate heat like a heat sink on an amplifier, whereas your stamped steel does not do that as much. So you actually get more power handling with the cast aluminum basket. But there's something else to be said for magnets, and that you can put too much magnet on a speaker and actually reduce the overall output, over dampen the speaker.
Wow.
So these guys out there just think they can bolt the biggest magnet possible on speaker and it's going to be better. And, I've seen comments before, like people look at, the back of the speakers, like, look at the size of that magnet. I bet that speaker handles, 2,000 watts of power.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the size of the magnet.
Wow. See, I mean, that makes sense,
it's
but
a
it's
perception. The bigger is always better, and the bigger the magnet, the more power it handles. And that is not true.
it's definitely not. And, that's, I didn't even realize that you could do that by having too much motor force or too much of a motor, and it's just, that's crazy. But right. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and everything has to be balanced and everything has to be put together. And I know whenever you guys design any speaker, not just big SPL stuff here, that is in consideration every iteration that you guys are designing those products with. And it's just, it's not your, click and ship, like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's your speaker, done. It looks good. It sounds good. This thing is, it's a work of art. It really is. And Kicker Car, I appreciate you, man. Every Kicking It with Andy, this guy gifts 50 Green Team memberships, man. Now, did you guys give out any Kicker Bronco demos on Saturday?
Well, we did for a little while. Unfortunately, the law enforcement team from Stillwater did visit our party. I don't know if you're familiar with it. You are, Andy, but the rest of you guys, if you're not familiar, we're actually on a lake. And we actually had some people from across the lake complaining about the bass. So wow. I guess that's a score.
Yes. Yeah. And it's a boomer lake, too. You think they would know when they bought the house, there's going to be a little bit of booming, And I mean, nowadays.
This was not an SPL show. This really was a sound quality show. We didn't advertise for SPL. We didn't. But we had a certain amount of time that, if you wanted to bang your system a little bit, I mean, hey, we want to let you stretch your legs and, impress the spectators. And so we fired that up. And we had this little truck that Peter built, which is the little Chinese flatbed truck that he built into like a little mini stunt wall. And that thing was unbelievably impressive. Man, that thing sounded good and it was loud.
Oh,
and
Peter,
it probably had a lot
Peterbilt.
to do with that noise complaint.
Yeah. I mean, he had
Because it was
how
pointed
many?
right across the lake.
He has I think 16 or more Street Series mid drivers and mid bass or mid range speakers and a bunch of super tweeters, L7Xs.
20 of them.
And Warhorses. Yeah,
612s. He's got, all the mids and all the tweeters. And I think he's got right now 9 Warhorse amps in that thing. Wow. We got pictures of it. We could count when we pull the picture up.
That is insane. I know we do have some pictures. Why don't we share those now, if you like? Some of the pictures that you took while you were at Kicker SQ at HQ headquarters, world headquarters. I know. I mean, it is a world headquarters because you guys sell everywhere.
So let's do this. Let's see.
Yeah, you let me know when you're ready, and I will pull it right up here. There's Peter. Peter and the Peterbilt with the 24 Street Series. He said you were shy a few there. 24 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, when you have so many, you could lose count.
This picture.
Yeah.
So if you can see the picture,
yeah.
Literally, he's got 16 of the ST7, actually ST9 mid ranges.
Can you zoom in on that, or is that not working there?
For some reason, it decided to pop up another window.
Okie dokie.
How about this? Can you see that one? There you go.
Nope. We see it. We can look at it, but it's that same screen. It might be because of just how that is on. Maybe it's just like the window of it. Yeah, it's like a separate window. Ooh. Maybe you could just zoom in on it. We got Brian Gary just subscribed. Appreciate you, Brian. That's the one who was just tuning in here. I know we have a comment here. I thought it was from Brian. I thought it was from Brian earlier. Appreciate you, Brian. Was Brian at the SQ show with you? Do you know this fella?
Oh, yeah. Brian Gary. He was there. He had his SQ Mustang there and did very well. How about that? Is the picture showing up now?
Yes. Awesome.
So that's
Look
that
at
little
that.
Chinese truck, and that thing was absolutely crazy loud, and it sounded incredible. And
Is that
this
Cookie
is a little
Monster?
blurry on this picture too, but I think you've got a fan. You've got a
That is
paying
awesome.
our homage to Cookie Monster. So that was here. Let's
I
go to
love
another
it.
picture of that little truck. You notice the ST11, not the ST11s. It's KMTC11s up on top. And talking with Peter, he's already going to plan on adding 4 more Solo X8s and another Solo X12 underneath that, and 3 more Warhorse amplifiers.
Wow.
So there's a little bit of the booth that we had at the show. Had our motorcycle, the Fiat, and you see the Bronco in the back. That's our Chevy truck. The guys just, actually, I'm sorry, that's the Ram. We've got a Chevy as well, but they just got done doing this Ram truck with the 6 L7S15s. It was there pounding away. It's a nice little Mustang. If you notice, got a couple 12s in the back, a couple of the old school K amplifiers, but inside that Mustang, he's got 4 more.
Wow. I love when guys just throw a bunch of speakers, as many as they can, into the car.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of fun. The imagination is great.
Yeah.
This is a little, I think, SSR Chevy pickup that's got a couple of our 8-inch, the new MS Series Marine Coax and Comp Q12 in the back. This thing sounded absolutely amazing as well. You notice the LX amplifier on top. There's a good view of the whole booth that we had set up and the demo vehicles. You see Tim Smith's truck. That's been on the Unmasked show live. That is an absolutely gorgeous OBS Chevy truck. That it's kind of a root beer brown and black. It's gorgeous.
Does Tim drive that to Walmart
So there's
occasionally?
the Chrysler 300, our reps car.
I was asking, does Tim drive
Pardon
that?
me, Andy?
Does Tim drive the brown truck to Walmart for just grocery runs once in a while?
I'm going to have to say no. And if you saw that truck in person, you would want to drive it either. It's absolutely incredible. Inside now. The fact that Lone Star Throwdown last year, not the very last one, but the year before, because we didn't make it due to weather.
Yeah.
I think he took best interior.
Wow. That thing is beautiful, man. I know every time I park beside it at Slamology, I'm like, oh, you're making me look bad. Don't do that.
And this is that 99 Chevy truck that Travis Hellwell owns. He actually bought this. This was our demo vehicle that I actually helped build back in 99.
That's beautiful.
We sold it to our rep down in Louisiana, who then sold it to one of his stores, who sold it to a consumer, who then sold it to Travis, and he brought it back to life.
Wow. Just passed down and back around, huh? That's
Yep.
awesome.
And here's some more of the SQ cars.
Ooh.
This is a little, God, I'm trying to remember, NSX Nissan.
I love
it's got
that.
the
Like,
full
so
cowl woof.
is that a woofer and then a
Yes.
footrest over top of that for like your front
Yep.
stage? Like, that is amazing. I've never seen that.
Yeah, this car, for just the 5 speakers in this car, it was absolutely brilliant. Here's another one. Let's get very nice work. There's a lot of really high-end custom work here. It's another little, it's not mine. This
That's
is
not
actually
your
all
Mustang.
mine.
Yeah, I was going to say, yours
No.
is a blue Mustang, though. He was close. And
Yeah,
with some
that's
Q
Rob-
class. I think you got a fan
That's-
too there, John.
Yeah, this is actually Rob Clayson's Mustang. He owns Audio Midwest here in Stillwater and Edmond. So they had a nice little booth. In fact, there you see they had 2 Grabber Blue Mustangs. One of them was a GT500, and there is the NSX, and he had, of course, another GT500.
Wow. Did
he
you
and
just
Colin
say
really like their
NSX
Mustangs
and
as well.
roll on like it was nothing? You said NSX and it was nothing, just like it's a Honda Civic. That is awesome. You
No.
guys had that car there.
That you really, to listen to that car, it is absolutely amazing what they did. This is the 2007 Corvette, and I actually did this install about 12 years ago. If you notice, that's an IX amplifier.
You know, I love those IX amplifiers just, because it was like before the Q class and, man, just quality.
And we got really so many pictures here. There was a lot of infinite baffle cars there, too. You see this one with that downfiring 15.
Nice. I
And
actually
I've
just
always
heard
said-
one this weekend for the second time. I love IB cars. First, his was
Me
like,
too.
just IB subwoofer down like that. The next one was two isobaric loaded infinite baffle. Like it was, you know, and dude, it played low. It played real low. Wow.
And you know, infinite baffle is the smoothest sounding. I mean, it's the best sounding enclosure because there's no enclosure. There's no enclosure to disrupt the sound of the speaker or to basically color the sound.
Right. Yeah, you're not getting any of that, what is it, rear wave or cancellate? A little bit of cancellation, too. You're not getting any of that.
Sorry, but
No, you're good.
My laptop's got a very button. But
You need a kicker computer, John, for at home. You need a kicker computer. I have 2 of them now. You need them.
Well, this is my old laptop. I've got a new one back at the office that I'm transitioning to.
Ah, yes.
So now I want to go, you kind of saw a little preview there of something that is so foreign, but this is Brian's car from Arc Audio. And this is the little Chevy Volt. And it's absolutely an unbelievable build. Wait till you see these pictures. And this is a sound quality competition. And I would have to say this is probably one of the best in the world. Those are 215s up front with glass, you know, windows so you can see them. And notice the little hood pins like a remote control car.
Yeah. That is
the car
awesome.
is 100% remote control. It has no pedals. It has no steering wheel.
That is awesome. I mean, you really couldn't because where's the engine go? Maybe it's in the back. I don't know. But I see subwoofers.
It'd be an electric car.
Under. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Guess what you're looking at in this picture? That's the dash.
It looks like the back. That looks like a back. And
that is the dash.
What?
That is the screen that wraps from left to right. You see the front stage speakers.
Yeah.
Fully active 4-way system. It really is mind-boggling. And it is center seat. I can't say center drive because you don't drive the car. It literally is driven from his phone.
Wow. But that is center seat. Reminds me of like a McLaren, you know? Like they had that weird, And I mean, perfect SQ. Oh.
And then another picture of the inside there is looking in from the back.
Lost you there for a second. We heard you a little bit.
Yeah, this is looking in the back of the car.
Oh, wow. That is beautiful. I mean, he definitely needs more kicker in there, but that is awesome. That is awesome.
I might ruffle a few feathers with this. I honestly think, and you know, Christopher Pate's got a center drive Honda as well. That's just, these 2 cars are probably the 2 best sounding cars I've ever personally heard.
Yeah.
But they're in such a different class because you literally are in the middle of the car. It's like a mobile audio listening room. It's not really a car anymore. So I'd really like to see them put these cars in a different class of their own for the people that, you know, still retain the functionality of a vehicle.
Yeah, I know, with Mecha and SQ, I feel like that would definitely take you out of the street class, you know, like modifying your seats, moving the position of them. Yeah, so, but right, even then some, like their own class. Center seat only, that's the class, yeah.
And I can't remember if this was a Charger or a Challenger, but once again, 100% complete custom dash.
Wow.
And there's the trunk, another infinite baffle.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah, the work on some of these cars. And then you get pillars to the extreme.
Woo! Right in your face. But I mean, honestly, directional sound is the easiest to, you know, just in a car, you know, it's going right to your ears. That's where you want it, right?
Yep. And you notice the center channel?
No, there's a center channel on there.
Yep.
Here, I can zoom in on it. Let me see. I think I can zoom in on it. Let's see. Video settings.
It's right below the steering wheel. Or, yeah, above the steering wheel and below the mirror.
Oh, wow. Let me see. Oh, no, I can't zoom in. Let me see. No,
hang on, see if I can zoom in on it.
Yeah, I thought I could. I can do it on your camera, but not your screen share. Oh, that's awesome. What is that?
Yeah,
I've never
just zoomed
seen
in
it.
on the screen share.
Yeah. Wow. That's different.
There's just some absolutely amazing ingenuity at this show.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel
another
like
one, Dodge Ram truck. And if you notice on this one, these are actually little pods that were built out of the vents.
Same. I'm telling you, I was onto something, John. People made fun of me for it. I'm telling you, air vents. Oh, 18.
Hey, it's Oklahoma. We like our air conditioning.
Yeah, I mean, right. Yeah, there is a trade-off with that for sure.
And of course, another Solo X15 and a couple LX amplifiers, QSS components. This was another vehicle that really was intriguing.
Oh wow, what's going on there? That looks different. Ooh.
That is it's a Diabolito, so basically the two mids surrounding a tweeter. This is a completely motorized, actuated tweeter pod.
Wait, so it moves? Is that what you're saying? It moves around?
Yes. He can move it and position it anywhere he wants.
Wow. I mean, talk about getting just total accuracy in your system. You know what I mean? Like that's...
Yeah.
Wow.
Here we got another one. Nice little Rockford system. And, even though it was at, the KICKER World headquarters, we invited everybody. Actually, Marcus was there from Kenwood. He actually had a display. Dan Sparks, the new VP from Alpine, he was there.
Yeah.
And, Dan was a KICKER rep years ago. But we really encouraged anyone and everyone to come. It was just an SQ. It just happened to be held at our facility.
Right,
so
exactly.
We didn't discourage anyone.
It wasn't just a KICKER show. I mean, you could have that too. I mean, but I think Ernie's got enough on his plate already,
Yeah, we keep good old Ernie pretty busy.
Oh, we have to. Oh, look at that.
Now,
what is that?
This Cadillac, if I forgot what year it was, I think it was like a 70 Cadillac. Unbelievable. Christopher Pate down at MTI did a lot of work on this one as well. And that's the dash on that car.
That's beautiful.
Now,
that's beautiful. Are there speakers behind that? That looks like where speakers would go, but you can't even tell.
Yep. That Cadillac had 48,000 original miles.
Sheesh. Brand new. Brand new.
Yep, pretty much. So we had a lot of really cool cars at that event. And I'm going to stop the screen share and go back to normal viewing.
Good to go? Oh, you probably couldn't even see me that whole time.
No, you were completely gone.
Okay, I was going back and forth. I had it, though. We did good there, John. We were flying blind, but we landed. So. Yeah, we landed.
This new software, we got to figure out.
Exactly. Hey, DIY sometimes. I like the pre-built stuff, but once you learn a little bit more, you want to build your own box, build your own system, put it together yourself, and then, you'll iron it out.
But see, I'd love to go events like this because you get so many ideas. You pick up a little bit here, a little bit there, and you put it together in a little different way, and you got a totally new build.
Right.
So
I know,
creativity is amazing.
Took the words out of my mouth. Creativity is the key with all this. I mean, even with SPL, it's different, but there has to be some creativity there as well for making all that stuff fit. But with SQ, you're really trying to make just the listening position for either you can do 2-seat tune, but usually one person in a car, and a car is so small, and just all the variables that includes even running the car during an SQ test, you're going to get knocked points for that because you got the low end frequencies of the engine. There's a lot of things that go into that with the SQ. Now, with the SQ competition side of things that you guys had there, what was the organization you had hosting the actual?
We had Mask and Iasca.
Okay, I've heard of Iasca. I haven't heard of Mask. I think I've seen you guys posted on there. Are they strictly
Mobile
sound
Audio
quality?
Sound Challenge, I think, is what it is.
Okay, so they're would you say they're more sound quality oriented? Because I know all the SPL stuff, but not too much.
From what I hear, and I'll be honest, I haven't seen the rule book, and I was so busy I didn't really get a chance to ask a lot of questions. But they, rather than doing RTA, how Iasca used to do, trying to score a perfect 40 on the RTA.
Right.
For what Ernie was telling me, they turn it up to a preset level. I think it was like 87 dB, and they listen to music. And they're looking for excitement. They're not looking for a flat, sterile response like Iasca used to.
Right.
They're looking for a fun, listenable system.
You know, and I see Mecha even doing that too a little bit now, because before dueling demos, it was like to get into SQ without actually knowing what SQ was, just 360 sound mostly and having everything blend together. Now they're kind of looking for more of like gravy rather than a flat sterile sound that you're talking about, which is kind of what, you know, some SQ classes are, where it's you're trying to be perfect 20 to 20 on the RTA, but that doesn't sound good to our ears because our ears pick up different frequencies better or worse. So then you need to raise
volumes.
Yes, exactly. And different distances and just how that stuff works. I love music. I love sound. I love science and how that stuff works. I haven't really put my foot deep into the SQ side, but for people that are listening today right now, what would be your first advice for somebody that is trying to build an SQ system? What is like the first couple steps that you would tell somebody to do, to look out for?
Obviously, the first step is to listen to a system that's been, you know, unanimously decided that it sounds good, and that would be a home audio system. So go into a high-end home audio system, listen to a nice set of focals. You know, they make some incredible home speakers. Just something that is a great sounding home system, and listen to the detail. Listen to every part of the music. Listen to sub bass, bass, mid bass. Mid bass is the hardest to get in a car. You know, lower mid range, upper mid range. Listen to how warm it feels, how natural, how the image moves, how it moves front to back and left to right and up and down. And that's what you're trying to simulate in a car. But I've also got to stress, it doesn't matter who else likes it. If you like it, it's sound quality to you. Everybody's got their own opinion. There is no right or wrong.
You know, there's a limit on that, I feel, but at the end of the day, it is about what you like. I mean, sometimes, you know, people don't know how to make it sound better, so they might need guidance on to make it sound better. But again, it comes down to what you like, you know, and some people do like a little bit of clip and a little bit of extra gravy, and that's okay, you know, because you're the one listening to it, you know, most of the time.
Yeah, some people want bass so loud it'll knock your teeth out. You know, there's no problem with that, because we sell amplifiers and woofers.
Yeah. Hey, you got to, man. You need something that's extra loud, and so your mom knows you're coming home on time, right? Ashy says, wow, they closed the giveaway. For the ones that didn't know, we have it on the screen there. UM Weekly's not working tonight. We got livinloud.tv/giveaway for the ones that want to enter Kickers giveaway, normal giveaway. It's the same thing. We got the Bullfrog, etc. 50% off discount code TW1s and EB400s. And man, who puts all those together? Is it just Sandy back there putting those together?
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's why she's
I think
so
Jeremy
busy.
is the keeper of the budget, but Ashley, you need to keep up, buddy. Keep
know.
up with the times. I know you're busy.
Hey, it's Ashy, man. I know he just bought, what, a whole pallet or two off of you guys from the Kicker Museum or something like that?
Yeah, he's got a bunch of really cool old stuff. And by the way, you know, watching your preview video, that was cool to see Bob like lounging on a couch. I don't know what you guys were doing there, but he sure looked comfortable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, man. This has been a blast, John. I mean, I feel like there's a few questions I got queued here. Nothing too crazy. If you guys got any questions for John, we got a few more minutes, and then we're going to start drawing the giveaway.
And like I always tell you guys, if I don't know the answer, I'll make it up.
That's it. Hey, we can't. Wait a minute. No, we can't do that. That's wasted information, John. We know better. We know. Oh, let's see here. Okay. There it is. Mark Cage. Hey, Andy. Hey, John. I wish I would have known you were at the airport in Chicago. I would have brought the Blazer to the airport for you to check out.
Oh, I would love that. I actually arrived at the airport at 11:30 at night. And Chicago airport, after 10 o'clock, everything is closed. There isn't even a vending machine.
I mean, there's always Walmart parking lot. That's always a valid option for demos. You know, that's where I go when in doubt.
You know, there's so many cool things you can do, and I would have loved to seen the Blazer. I've seen the pictures of it, and you probably could have turned it up from the airport parking lot. I probably could have heard it in the airport.
I know he wasn't thinking. Well, now he knows. You know, let him know when you're at the airport and look out the window.
I didn't plan on spending the night in the Chicago airport. I was planning on spending an hour there, not 24.
Oh, geez, was it just flight delay?
Yeah, there was some weather that went through Thursday night.
Oh, wow. I know this weather has been up and down. I know you guys get like similar weather to us, but like sometimes it's like completely opposite, or tornadoes, one or the other. And yeah, it's been kind of crazy this spring coming into summer here. But glad you made it back safe. And yeah, Mark Cage's system that he's talking about, he's got 4 L7X15s on a bunch of LX3000s now, and just a beautiful
and
wall
that's
build.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful build. I can't wait to see it in person and hear it, Mark.
Same. I know, that's why I'm looking for, like, next year I'm going to go to more shows than just Slamology, but, you know, at least that's the big show that I'm going to be bringing my car to, other than, you know, Surf City out in Oregon. But we got...
I'm going to go to that one, too.
You're going to be going? Okay, awesome. Yeah,
I hope so.
I'm like 95% going. Cornut's making me. He said, you got to come out to the Pacific Northwest. He's like, you just got to.
That's where I got to hang out with Baba and Cornut last year.
They're an awesome duo for sure. They really are.
All you guys are awesome. It's so good to actually get out and see you guys at these events, and rather than just see your text on a screen, it's nice to actually talk to you guys in person.
I know that's the best thing, and the beauty of doing what I do here, and obviously what you do too. You get to see these people, and it's like you've known them for years, but here it's just been on, you know, social media or technology, and they're real people, and we appreciate you guys for watching. And man, it's always a blast with you guys. If they weren't watching, John, we wouldn't have a job. We'd be done. You'd be mopping, and I'd be cleaning sheets. That's it. That's it. Why did Derek get stuck in that vehicle at the show? He got stuck in a vehicle at the show? Big D, I'm guessing? Wait a minute. Wait, he said Big D?
You big dummy.
Oh, no. Got that on speed dial.
This is something I didn't know about.
I could see it because there's Rob's pretty tall, and then Derek, I haven't met him in person yet, but I know Rob towered over me, and I know Derek's taller than Rob, so I could just imagine. Yeah, I don't know if Derek would fit in Cookie Monster. He might just fit. It's a tight squeeze.
No,
anybody over 6'3".
Something just popped into my mind. Bryant's little center drive Chevy Volt.
Yes.
He didn't tell me how to get out of that car. There are no door handles.
Oh no! So it's like
you have to know to push the badge on the door. That's actually the door release. Are you referring to him getting stuck in that car because he couldn't get out? Because he didn't know how to open the door? Because that almost happened to me.
Wow. You know, that's the thing with that. I mean, I would put a fail safety switch somewhere in the car for sure. I know even with mine, I think my just my trunk release button on the trunk is starting to go. And yeah, I'm going to put like a little safety switch on there. You know, you got to love technology, man. You know, in case it doesn't work, you're locked in there, John. You have to listen to amazing music. You're stuck.
Oh, darn.
Oh, man. Hey, they asked what heaven's like. I mean, that could be an option. Sandy is a rock star. Thank you for watching with us, Ernie. I appreciate you. He's sitting back on the couch, probably with his popcorn, maybe twisted tea. Who knows? Favorite beverage. And
he's probably taking notes on what to correct me on later.
Yes. He's like, why, John? Why did you do that? No. We love Ernie, and if it wasn't for him, Unmasked Show wouldn't be what it was, or even probably took off because, you know, he knew what he was doing.
If it wasn't for Ernie, we probably wouldn't have had that SQ event. That was all his doing. He kind of shoestringed that whole thing together and basically ramrodded it down everybody's throat and made it happen, and I'm glad he did.
I know, you know, I know Ernie's got that magic box for the 2-seat tune, and you know, it's right up his alley. So, and with SQ,
I did get to hear that car as well, and that is absolutely incredible. Wait till that hits the market.
Yes. Wait. Did you say something you weren't supposed to say? Well, what hits the market? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
I know nothing.
Oh man, it's live, folks. But John, it's okay. It's, you know, with all the products you guys always have in production coming down the line, you guys are usually 4 or 5 years out normally on each product.
Yeah, we literally look 5 years down the road.
That is crazy. And hold on, SDK, Baba search party, and then Baba literally joined in. We got Baba. Oh man, I haven't seen Baba in ever here. There he is. There he is. Man, I love these guys. They're awesome. They really are. I know whenever you're doing the Unmasked show and reading all the comments and stuff, you guys need to do a show where it's just reading all the comments, going back and forth, a Q&A, just live Q&A. It's always a blast. It really is.
Yeah, I love the questions.
Absolutely. Levin Michaels. Okay. Why? What does Myers think of JL Audio merge with Garmin? Still reliable? And does he think JL Audio amps are more quality than Kicker? Man, that is a fast curveball.
That's not even a curveball. We get asked that quite a bit. The whole merger thing. We'll see. I do know, talking with all my buddies that work at JL, they are proceeding as they were. They're still developing new products. Quality has not suffered. Who knows where Garmin's going to take them? I know they're really heavily gearing up towards OEM marine, but the gear is no different than it was 3 or 4 years ago, just because it's going to have a little bit different spin on the name. So right. I don't want to see JL go away. I mean, I think that'd be a huge black eye in the industry, and they make a fantastic product. And, are their sound, their subs more sound quality than ours? Here again, it depends on your taste. To some people they are, to some people they're not. So, and there's no right or wrong. It's whatever you guys like. They make some awesome products, though, and I hope they continue to do so. And as far as I've heard, even behind the scenes, they're going to do that. They're going to keep plugging away in the high-end car audio market.
Right. I feel like
the high-end marine market.
I feel like they ask that question because sometimes it happens whenever a company gets bought out, new guy gets in charge, and he's like, cut the quality, keep the price the same, and then blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't always happen.
It's the history. I mean, That's the history of every car audio company in the past that's happened to. I mean, but once again, I don't think that's happened. I don't have any indication that it's going to happen. I think it's just, a different lane of travel. That doesn't mean that they've changed speeds or, changed the ride setting. I just think it's just a little different lane.
Exactly. And man, that's the thing with I like how you explained it with, it depends what you like. And I feel like, you can compare A and B, but as long as they are made with the same thought and care that you guys do to any degree, and it's just designed a little bit different. Like, do you like a Ferrari more than a Porsche? You're almost at that same caliber. And it just depends. Do you like the cherry red or the orange, or do you like the leather seats? Comes down to those kind of things. Right. So there is that. No, thank you for answering that, John. You really didn't have to, but I get it a lot
I'll
here.
Answer anything you guys ask.
Absolutely. And Baba is here. Baba here. And there's Baba. There's Baba. We love Baba, man, and we haven't seen him in a little bit.
Do.
But that's the thing with car audio and what we've all between Kicker and I as a collective here. We have truly built something, and I'm just happy to be part of it, man. Let's see here. Okay, Dubby, thank you for sending all the Sony Explodes. Yeah, we do have Sony Explodes there. You got to have those for Dubby. Dubby, he just loves Sony. Even though he loves Kicker, he you can't get away from those for him.
And that's okay, too.
That's it. Absolutely, Ernie. And that's the thing. I feel like, JL was a brand like Kicker, Rockford, Fosgate, Pioneer, Sony or whatever, just like big brand names have been around for a long time. And here, Kicker is still kicking solo. Barrick.
52 years.
Yep. It's truly a miracle, and, I don't know how Steve does it. I mean, I know how Steve does it, but I don't know how he does it. And, you guys don't have to cut corners to keep things alive. And I think that is what separates you guys from the rest and why, you guys are able to do that.
It's all about being true to the music, true to your consumers, and true to the love for audio.
Yep. Truly, and that's why we all get into this hobby or, passion of car audio or just audio in general, louder music. And once you learn that, it's hard to go back to listening to vanilla music. You want something that's got sprinkles on it, you just look for it.
And frosting.
That's it. Hey, I was going to say frosting, but sprinkles and frosting. Absolutely. What does Mr. Myers think of Sony Explode merging with Kicker, the all-new Solo-X Explode? Oh, man, that must be an Australian product. I know you guys do that
that's funny.
sometimes.
So I used to tell people that we're coming out with a new remote control car starter. We're going to call it the Kickstart. So we'll put that right in that group.
Yeah, the kicks. I mean, I like it. I like it.
I think it would work.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I think my bike is yellow and it's got a kickstart. It must be one of the prototypes you guys used to have back in the 70s. I know you guys were toying with a few things here and there. Wade's got a question. With the success of the LX line and the LXCC, can we expect more DSP products down the road? Oh, and I do got a question on top of that, too.
Yep.
QL7.
Next question, please.
QL7. QL7.
Next question.
I know. Everyone keeps asking, and it's like, well, let's use math and see the patterns here. You guys pulled down the Kicker Comp Q, the original, like the round one, and then you put it back up. You came out with a new one, right? And well, now the QL7 is down, and it's still down. I think that it makes sense to think that you guys would come back with that, or maybe even something more than just forced air cooling. Maybe you guys are going to do a total revamp on it, which the Q class has not had a revamp since 41, so that's 13 years ago. 11.
Well, just remember, we have 30 plus engineers, and those guys are always busy. We always come up with great ideas, and they're like, well, we'll put it on the stack of everything else we got going, but never count us out for anything. There's obviously some really cool new stuff coming down the road, and even if I had a sample on my desk right next to me, I still couldn't tell you about it, but
yeah,
you'll find out, and you guys will always be pleased.
Absolutely, and that's the best thing with social media. You don't have to wait for the next magazine article to find out what Kicker's making. You can check out their socials, Facebook, and
that's
Kicker
one of the
Unmasked
things we
show.
do on Unmasked is we let you know when the new products are shipping. So you get a seat up front, you get a little preview of it. So that's the perfect avenue for it, and that was its original purpose. When we didn't go to SEMA to show the new products, we did it all live on Unmasked, and look what that turned into. Ernie has taken that whole idea and turned it into its own pillar of success.
Sorry, I had to throw this up. The beard, thank you, Baba. And absolutely, with the whole just Unmasked show because of COVID, you guys couldn't do SEMA. Was it SEMA? Yeah, I think that's SEMA, right? And
correct.
So you couldn't showcase the products. And you guys were like, well, we could try this. And this was before at least anybody in car audio was using StreamYard or live streaming, like there was 12 volt talk. There was everyday audios, like there was different ones, but it wasn't how it is nowadays. And I feel like you guys really caught that wave early, and you guys are still riding that wave. And it's, hey, long as you got that riptide underneath, man, you keep riding that wave all the way to the shore.
We just keep pushing, and there's a lot of new and exciting things coming down. So, like I say, next week we're going to go in a lot more detail on the SQ at HQ events. So we've got a couple special guests they're going to be on talking about it, giving their perspective. So definitely tune in next week. It's going to be a really, really good show. If you want to hear more about what happened and what to expect in the future, I think that's going to be your early ticket.
Absolutely. I know. I didn't want to take any wind from your guys' sale, but I'm like, it literally just happened this Saturday. We got John Myers from Kicker coming on. We got to look at it a little bit. And thank you for sharing those photos with us so we could get a little glimpse of what you guys did. And, I hear there's some winks in the future with stuff. So I'm just happy that, the show went well. Nobody got hurt. No one got, deafened by kickers. That's a thing. So everybody survived.
A few irritated people across the lake. But
yeah, that's it. Hey, well, you know what? If you ain't doing that, you're not loud enough, John. That's the thing. That's the thing. Thank you, Kicker Car. Doing the Iasca in Temple this weekend, going for 150 with 2 8s. Man, that's going to be impressive. Now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, with 2 8s, I mean, man, doing that with an 18 feels amazing. When someone says, I can do it with 2 8s, it's like, okay, I got to just redo everything.
I bet it's in them. I bet it can be done.
Absolutely. And
why stop there?
I know. That's physics, and it's like, you can get some more output than you normally would, but with some trade-offs, and that's the whole thing with car audio. What are you looking for? What are you trying to do with the setup? And when it comes to SPL, man, just throw everything out the gate. It's like we want to be loud. But that is awesome, Kicker Car. I hope you do well this weekend. And I have not competed in IASCA. I did, what was it, ISPLL, DB Drag and Mecca. I haven't done the other stuff over there like you guys had down at the what was it you call it, Mask Mobile Audio Solution. Okay, awesome. Let's see, question for a friend: can a person gift another 50% off can they gift it to another person? Asking for a friend. I'm gonna have to say no on that one. You're gonna have to ask Steve Irby, and he'd be like, why would you ever give it away? Why? That is a one-time thing, and man, thank you, Kicker, for doing that 50% off discount code just for the Kicking It with Andy show. So it gives you guys incentive to tune in on here, because I know Kicker Unmasked is a little bit cooler of a live stream than here. Just gotta say it.
Yeah, this is still a lot of fun.
Hey, no, thank you, John. Thank you. What's his thoughts on MB enclosures? 2.8s doing 145. We just seen 2.8s doing a 150. Yeah. So I mean, a 145 is not out of the ballpark. And honestly, with the two L7X8s, I feel like that is really like an accurate number that you could honestly take to the bank that you're going to get with 2.8s. I mean, with the right power, with the right enclosure, and still be musical, and it all depends the vehicle too. You put it in a big bus, maybe not. Put it in a little Geo, you might be louder than that with the same box. So it all depends.
Smart car.
You guys with the smart car, was it the Fiat? You guys took out the quad box out of the
backseat.
I'm like, hey, I took my quad box out for a little bit and put a little small system in there. Sometimes you got to do that to be like, whew, man, just too much bass, too much.
Do you remember at Slamology when Pro Audio Center had the two Solo X12s and the smart car and the one-horse amp?
Oh, yes.
That was brutal.
Yes, yes. Man, just a lot of bass in a small space, man. You can do some pretty crazy things. And then when you put it in a bigger vehicle, obviously it takes more. So it all depends what car you got, too, and what you're trying to do with it. It really does. All right, let's see here. You can see the comments, right, John?
It looks like it froze over here, I guess.
Yeah, go click on it and just scroll all the way down so you can see those comments while I pull the winners and stuff. I should have had you have all the winner stuff.
Okay, now they're scrolling. I don't know why I wasn't scrolling before.
It's probably all the fancy stuff going on, computers like, ugh. All right, you check out the comments while I pull up the giveaway stuff and we get that going, because I think, we are, yes, giveaway has ended. So, Rigomatic 3000 in go. Okay, wow, only 40 people entered tonight. What were you guys doing? It's probably the link. They're so used to the UM
they got
Weekly.
1 in 40% chance to win.
That is good odds. That is very good odds. And we had 50 plus people tuned in the whole time, so I appreciate you guys that didn't enter, just watch just to look at it. Thank you so much.
Mr. EE100 asked if I've got any plans in retirement, and absolutely none. I'm having too much fun.
Yeah, no way. No way. You can click those too, John. You can throw them up. You got full control over there.
I don't think anybody wants me at 50% off. Is that what, with my shirt off? Or how is that?
Yeah, how does that go? We're not going to get into particulars, but thank you for tuning in. Double E, no, he is awesome, and he actually won first place on the Kicking It with Andy, the Kicker Unmasked show. So congratulations, man.
Nice.
Absolutely.
That's really amazing. You can remember that.
For the few ones, I mean, we do rig it, John. So a few names kind of stick out, right?
25 hertz to life.
Yeah, there's that. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I haven't seen 25 in a while, but he's a good cat, and been here since day one. Let's see, we got Ashy.
No plans to retire. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's it.
They're going to have to retire me.
I know. There's no way, John. You've been there too long. Like, where would you go? You can't go there. We already, nope, nowhere else. Kicker for life, man.
I think probably the next place I would go would be the ground.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Gotta happen sooner or later.
Hey, you
go
know,
out doing what you love.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's why you have to appreciate every day that you do have, man. You really do. Life goes by fast. I'll be 35 in like 3 weeks. I can't believe it.
Oh, you young pup.
I know it's yeah, but no, yeah. I'll take it. Let's see. Okay, got that one. Cool. Cool. Let's see, Wade. Wade's got a question here. Question: with the Solo X utilizing press paper in the cone, will that material trickle down into the separates? Well, into the separates. So you're talking about like the... I'm confused on that, Wade.
Probably like I think he's probably talking like mid-ranges.
The STs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, here again, anything's possible. It's going to come down to the sound quality and the market we, deem that product for, and what type of environment it's going to be in. So it just depends. And I think I just saw another question up there. We literally, in designing products, we're looking, 2 to 5 years down the road, always trying to guess and figure out what's going to happen in the future to, stay on top of this. And it is always a guessing game, but we got some unbelievably brilliant people that do a very good job of it, as you can tell, products we offer.
I know, and that's the thing too. It's like just because it's made out of a certain material isn't always the end-all be-all of how it's going to perform.
Now, there's good and bad with everything. I mean, just depends on, certain things are great for one application, but not so great for another. So you really got to design a product. Well, let's put it into perspective. You look at a NASCAR. I mean, the car does go fast and it corners incredibly well, but it doesn't accelerate like an NH or dragster.
Right.
The dragster can accelerate unbelievable, but it can't turn. So, you really have to pick a goal, and sometimes you leave some stuff on the table in another market when you specialize too much for a particular market. So I wouldn't want to be the one who has to, decide what we're going to develop, because there's so many challenges, and it is literally all a guessing game, but that's why we rely on everybody's input. What do you guys want to see? Let us know.
Absolutely, and I feel like that's exactly it. Just there's so many variables that come into designing it and then producing it, and to what people are trying to get, and even down to the looks. Like it does look different. When I first saw the L7X, I'm like, it's not the polycone. It's a little bit different, and no, it grew on me for sure. We got let's see here. Shannon, thank you for the $5 donation.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
You got this one, John. You got this. Go ahead.
This is an easy one. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to say no. And the reason I can pretty confidently say no is because, the difference in impedance and voice coil, it's a different gauge of wire, different thicknesses. So to make a speaker to have all the power, you really have to design every part to work together. Now, with a gap on a speaker where the voice coil actually rides in, the voice coil gap, the wider that gap is, the less BL or the less pushing force that speaker has. So if you make the gap too big, you're going to lose power. But if you make it too small, it can rub. And remember, all the voice coils are different thicknesses, so they're very specifically built for the voice coil that's going to be run in that particular model. So we tried it with the original Solo X woofers, and it was okay. It didn't do a bad job. But, for today's consumer, the really demanding, high-end consumer, they want the best that they can get, and that's what we're trying to give them.
Yes, and I know I love the just simplicity of the old design where you could put in different ones, but right, you're always leaving something on the table, and going from like the 4 ohm to the 2 ohm with just how the coil is reacting with the pull piece and like the motor, like the whole everything. And now with the new ones you can't do that, but it's because you guys made tolerance adjustments, so it would be perfect. And whenever you're aligning it, it's perfect as well, when you're putting in the new recoat. Let me just type these in. If you see anything else in the chat there, John, we got another one here. John, thanks for getting me the marker and signing my Warhorse.
Well, that was quite an honor, and I really appreciate it. It made my day.
Wait.
Thanks for asking.
So wait, Kicker Car was at the SQ at HQ show?
Yeah.
Oh man, I really should have went. I wanted to go
Yes, you
so
should have.
bad. I feel terrible for missing. I really do.
I don't feel terrible.
He said, "Don't feel terrible."
I thought I
I'm
was going to be
feeling
stuck
terrible.
in Chicago and wasn't going to make it. So,
Yeah, at least you did. Hey, that's why you leave a day early. You never know. You never know.
I was about ready to rent a car and drive home.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. You know, I mean, Chicago. How far is that from Stillwater? That's got to be at least 8
it's
hours.
like 11 hours.
Woo.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Hey, you could have just drove to Pittsburgh. It's probably closer.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Why is that state got to be such a long one? There we go. Just typing these in so we can put them on the screen here. I need a call-in too. We already got Ernie. Need a call-in in the background. Or JW. J-Dub. Somebody. Something.
Time to put Kayla to work.
You know, if she wasn't fully, you know, with the kids, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, one day, for sure, I'm like, I need help. This is tough. This is tough. I mean, we manage. We've been doing it as long as we have.
Andy, you do an amazing job. I don't know how you do it.
Thanks, John. I don't know either. I have no idea. You know, when I went to school, I didn't think I was going to be doing this. And, you know, being on camera, being in front of people, didn't have too many friends, wasn't the cool kid. But somehow, you know, here I found a niche. So just happy to be here.
Ashy, 485.
Oh, the wheels. What does your Mustang make? Oh, horsepower. Woo.
Yep, we dynoed it. It's about 485 at the wheels.
Wow, so you're like
And-
500 plus at the fly then, huh?
Yeah, it's got a Vortex supercharger on it, but we did detune it so I could put gas in it, any pump, any 91 octane I can run. I don't have to run octane booster, don't have to run ethanol. I mean, so
That's
it could be
always
more,
a
but
plus.
it's a driver. I don't race the car.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't think Sheetz or normal gas stations just always have that type of gas, or you know you're adding a lot in there, you know, for the impurities. Like you have to get what is it? What kind of gas do they call it? There's a name for it where it's like clean gas.
E85.
Yeah, there is that
E85.
too. Yeah.
But you get half the mileage, so I'd literally get like 140 miles in a tank,
Oh wow.
and that would get
That's
old.
terrible. Yeah, that's terrible. You know what? I remember that because I used to sell cars, and it was like you have to fill up one time with E85, and then you fill up another time with regular gas, and then yeah, I remember all about that. That's crazy. Oh wait, we need to put. There we go. Yeah, there's no such thing as like getting ahead for nothing. There's always a trade-off. Always.
And always a cost.
Yep. Oh, you know what? There we go. Let's see here. There we go. Just typing in the last one here, John.
I'm just laughing at some of the comments of the guys.
What are they saying? I can't see anything right now. Ain't got no gas.
Ain't got
in
no
it.
gas in it. There's as much alcohol in the gas tank as there is in the driver.
That's it. Oh man. Why is this being weird?
Because it can be.
Yeah, it's acting up on me, and I don't know why.
Now we have that little audio glitch earlier. I mean, it's par for the course.
The
Somebody else
Rigomatic
had to chime in.
3000 is usually always perfect. Yeah, that's weird. It keeps doing two at the same time, and I don't know why it's doing two. Why is it doing that?
Hey, you're in control over there.
I'm in control.
Yeah. Well, you're
I'm glad-
supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody is. I'm trying to do the 50% off discount code, and it keeps showing up 2 second places, and it's not coming up as the 4th place. We need that for the code.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Guys, we could be here for hours.
Right, just to get this right, we need that. Oh man. Let me try refreshing the screen. I don't know why it's doing that. It's all, I mean, that's the thing with all audio and anything technology. If it ain't working, refresh it. Oh, look at that. It's
I was
working.
saying,
now.
my shop light's about out of battery.
Yep.
It's going to get dark here soon.
Oh no. Oh no. Sorry, John. All right, let me type these in. Oh, we got this. We got this.
It's still hanging in there.
Yes. It was literally glitching. It was working. Okay, for the most part. It was working for the most part. Good. Good. Go with that. Let's type that one in there. That's second. Sorry, I'm just behind. Everything got all... Okay, that one went through. So what the heck happened? That's crazy. Technology.
Don't matter. It's over now.
Nope. Yep, we're good. Sorry for the wait, guys. Almost ready for you. And we're going to put... Well, that ain't right. Almost ready. Nope, no.
Yeah, that is the $39 shop light from Harbor Freight.
I mean,
Buy the $4 warranty.
There's nothing wrong with Harbor Freight, man. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean,
Not at all.
It works. It works. And I go there for a few odds and ends. You know, I'm not paying top dollar for something that I'm going to use once. But, you know, with this stuff, sometimes tools, though, you can't cheap on them too much. You know, it's like, oh, they're... But you lose the 10 millimeter anyway. You might as well get a cheap one.
Yeah. Yeah, when was the last time you broke a 10 millimeter or wore it out? Doesn't happen. They just walk off.
John P. from Texas for the win. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. All right. Is that the icon light, John?
Yeah, I already answered. It is. Yep.
I mean, I do have Harbor Freight lights, those little beam bars, the neck lights, the ones you just hang on your neck and you can beam them all different ways. I have 3 pairs of them. They're great. They work for everything.
I've got... Ernie gave me one that I've got in my cubicle that's stuck to my the cover over my overhead storage compartment, and that thing's killer. I get 2 different sizes of it.
Hey, can never have too many or too many sizes. You might need them all. You might need them all. Like I said, but I'm in Oklahoma and he didn't want it. I'll ask again. Shouldn't go to the junkyard. What did I miss, Kyle? All right, let's do these giveaways. So, of course, you guys know the giveaways. But if you didn't know already, we got the Bullfrog 100, TW2s, TW1s. Okay, so now it's TW2s and TW1s, not the EB400s anymore. They must have just switched that recently. Or
I think we finally ran out of those.
Okay. I mean, the new headphones are awesome. I mean, I use both depending what I'm trying to do, really, with the TW1s and the TW2s. Because the TW1s, even though they're a little bit cheaper, they don't really sound much different than the TW2s. The TW2s, just, you know, they're snugger. They're the type you can change.
TW2 with that silicone ear insert.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more cushioned and have a little bit better seal, but they both work fantastic.
Absolutely. I'm so used to the old iPhone headphones. Like, those were my, like, first, like, you know, kind of like, you know, like those style earbud headphones was like the corded for your iPod shuffle, you know, back in those days. I know that's like a track for you, John, but you know, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying.
I agree with you, Wade. Love those cues.
All right. Let's do it. So we got 3rd place, which is the TW1s. Let's pull this up here. DKMNY23 at Gmail. You won, and I gotta change the name. I didn't realize it. Literally just changed it here, so we're good. But congratulations, you get the TW1s, the Kicker swag pack, the T-shirt, and just all of Sandy's hopes and dreams inside a bag. Thank you for watching.
Not all of them. She's awesome.
I know, she really is, you know, and that's the thing with all the Kicker employees, man. It's just, they got a smile on their face, man. It's different there. I like it. All right. So we got second place, which is the TW2s, goes to Shoop Dog. Congratulations, Shoop Dog. Thank you for watching. This guy always wins. He's starting to get like Cornut now. You know, Cornut El Fuego. I know you know them. Starting to win all the time. I mean, Bubba, yeah, all of them, man. It's rigged for a reason, but they watch all the time. So thank you guys for watching.
And they enter all the time. So the more you enter, the more chances you have to win.
Absolutely. There's no limit on it. There really isn't. So thank you for watching. And then we got first place and then the grand prize of the 50% off discount code. But this is the Bullfrog 100, which are great. I don't know where I put mine. Here it is. I always lose these little guys, but they always come in handy. You never know when you might need a Bullfrog 100. And I wish you guys would have the 400, but this is enough. This is loud enough, and it's 360 sound.
Yep, I've got one right over here. Same thing.
Yep, just nice to have. Goes to John P. from Dallas, Texas. I swear, did I throw that up? Did I throw that up by mistake? Because I don't know how Kicker Car threw that up, unless maybe he's hacking the Rigomatic 3000 or something. I don't know. And then we got the 50% off discount code, good for anything at kicker.com. Goes to Kyle G. Appreciate you from Oklahoma. But you know, Kyle, he just came out to the show with you on Saturday. So that is awesome. Congratulations, Kyle. I will be sending you an email within a week saying, hey, verify your email. You want a schmedium? No, we don't get no schmediums with me. But you do get that with Kicker, and they will send you an email within the week or two, give or take. I know she's got a lot on her plate. She's got to put them together, answer all the emails, do all that stuff, or vice versa. You guys got the whole thing under control. So thank you, John, for joining me tonight, man. This was a blast.
My pleasure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'll be happy to come back again and do it any other time. So it's always enjoyable to hang out with you guys.
I think we got it ironed out now for like the guest and everything, and you helped me get there too, alongside with Kayla. Lots of hours, but thank you for always coming on. We will have you on again. We'll have to bring you on like a Friday too, where it's a little bit less, laid back, more just chilling, even more so than we did here tonight.
Well, we just got to get this light thing figured out. But it keeps going light and dark on my screen.
Hey, you know what it could be? It could be the laptop, and you're not in performance mode. That would be my guess. It could be that.
That could be.
Yeah. Well, try that. Let me know. But otherwise, thank you for joining me tonight.
I'm just going to ditch the whole laptop and use my new one.
Yeah, I think it's time for an upgrade. Live streaming will do that. It'll make you want to upgrade, just like your car audio or your Kicker system that you got. It's like, man, it's just not good enough. I need something that just works. All right. Well, I think John is here, and he's just having a good time with us as always. So thank you for joining us, John. And thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you, Ernie. You guys are great. And I will see you on Friday, but make sure you tune in next Tuesday to watch Kicker Unmasked. And they're going to give you all the details and all the tea about SQ at HQ. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, stay living loud. Oh, Johnny left. Oh, no.
Okay. So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
Uncle Bobby B.
Uncle Bobby B.
exited the chat, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me towards the end. Love you guys. Basehead 30 and Kyle G. It's rigged. There he is. There's Cornut. Caboose here, but we do have we need a little cornut. We got a little Kibo over here, but we need a little cornut on the caboose. And thank you so much. And Baba, appreciate you that you're here, man. And there's Cornut. I am very thankful that we were able to catch the last Slamology at Indy. That place will be missed, and man, I can't wait to find out where they're gonna have it next year. I gotta get Donnie Bab on here as soon as we find out. I'm calling dibs, Ernie. I'm calling dibs. I want to know. We all need to know. But thank you, Bubba. Love you, man. I missed you. And Cornut coming in the clutch with the $2 super chat to end the show. That is the caboose. I love you guys. And as always, stay living loud. And then we dance. We got to get the shot out here.